doing? How you doing, man? We're back with another episode of Put You On Game. I have another special guest with me. She's a multimedia specialist, host of 1002 podcast show. I got that girl, BRIA.
I'm so excited. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming, man. Thank you for coming. Podcast media in the building, man.
Hey, look, we got to support each other, right?
Absolutely.
I feel like if anybody understands what I've been going through, you understand. So this is going to be a great episode.
I believe so too, man. I believe so. Let's get into it, man.
Yeah.
So, what were some of your goals you were hoping to accomplish this year? And if you accomplished those goals, what were those goals?
Oh, yeah. So I'm a big vision board person.
Mm-hmm.
So I put on my vision board that I wanted to be more consistent with my platform and that I wanted to monetize myself. Just trying to figure out how to do that, whether that was with YouTube or not. I just really wanted to figure out how can I make money off of what I'm doing? I'm sure you can relate.
Yeah.
So I feel like here in it's the end of October, let's just say it's November. I feel like I've done both. I was actually able to pick up some clients this year, some paying clients, because I do social media as well, as you said, multimedia. So I was able to actually pick up a couple of paying clients and I have been much more consistent with my platform, really getting out there, trying new things. So I guess that would be my answer. Yeah.
So how do you go about charging people for your client? How do you go about it? Because certain people be they get mad at you when you tell them your price and stuff like that. They want you to go down. And how do you give? But for me, I always try to meet right in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Like when I charge people for stuff like that, I'd be like, okay, if I'm a consumer, you know what I'm saying? I put myself a consumer and I put myself.
What would be reasonable on the other side,
right? Yeah. What would be reasonable? What would I will pay for and don't pay for? You see what I'm saying? So how do you go by your prices?
Okay, so I'm going to be honest. I am still working on that. So something that I realized, I had an internship with Black Girls Guide to Atlanta, and it was a free internship, but it put me in position to see how people who do what we do get paid. And so it's really honestly based on what you believe you're worth. I started my packages at what I thought, like we said, would be reasonable, but also something that one of my friends, I believe you had her on the show, Robbie, something that she told me was to at least start with what's going to pay the bills for the things that you use for your platform. So for me, that's Adobe and all these other little outlets, paying for the venues when I'm shooting the show and stuff like that. Unfortunately, I don't have this beautiful setup like what you have here.
Thank you,
but I'm still renting out spaces and things. So I just started with the minimum of that. What does it actually cost me to even do this? And then I need to at least make that little bit back. If I don't make anything else, I need to at least be able to pay for the software to edit these shows and stuff like that. But what I started to see was just over time, it's really just based on your portfolio. So once you really put yourself out there and you have the resume, the portfolio, whatever you want to call it, you can tell people hey, listen, this is my price.
Right.
And if they don't want to pay, I'm telling you, they're not your people. Because we pay for a lot of stuff.
We do.
Our favorite grocery, our favorite snack can go up. I'm talking about chips are $2.69 for the bag that used to be 99 cents. And people are still buying it because it's what they want. It's for them. So I would start there, just at least covering the basis of what you already spending money on.
Because I know when for me, when I was doing my merch, right, I had somebody, because I charge $25 for a shirt, you know what I'm saying, prices. I think thin hoodie, thick hoodies, they run different, 36. I feel like I charge pretty decent prices. You know
I think that's decent. Look at your logo. You paying all that to put that logo on that shirt.
Right, and I also said, because my thing is, but I had one or two people, they were like, oh, it's too high. You need to start charging 15 or I'm like, first of all, look at these other podcasts merch.
Yeah.
They charge $60 hoodies.
Come on.
$50, $40 shirts. I mean, do your research.
Yeah. That's how I feel.
Research. They charge a whole lot more than me. And in my opinion, not trying to brag, but I thought their logo don't look better than mine.
Come on. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You don't gotta
I thought they don't look
apologize.
better than mine. I just thought they have more, more popular, more cliche than me. But as far as how the shirts looks, I don't think they fucking with me.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. But y'all will buy that because, you know what I'm saying?
Because it's popular.
Yeah.
But it's funny because, especially when it comes to our community, right? We are always talking about supporting each other, but we are very selective with who we support. And most of the time, it's really not the people that we need to be supporting. Like, y'all will go buy something that said, and I'm not actually going to say it out of my mouth, but the shirt could say, F God, and y'all will buy it, and it could cost $50 just because Jay-Z wore it, or because, you know, someone else wore it. So that has never made sense to me. And it's definitely playing a big role in that transition to getting paid for what we're doing, because it's like, I only want people who see the value in what I'm trying to do. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
I like that, man. So let's take it back to the beginning, man. Back to the beginning, man. Where you from? Where you from?
Listen, I don't want Amaretta to come in the comments and get me. I am from Atlanta, but not the Atlanta that y'all classify as Atlanta. I have literally lived all over the outer west side of Atlanta. So Austell, Mableton, Marietta, that kind of area. But my parents are born and raised here. We were always in the city. My grandparents live not too far from where we at right now. Carver Homes, Grady High, like that's their stomping ground. So we spent a lot of time getting to know where our people were from. So I always just say I'm from Atlanta. Like, I know Atlanta. I can take you anywhere in this city right now in my car, with or without the GPS. So it's like, that's what I'm a rep. Period.
You know, Chris, how you say that? Because ever since I'm ready to come out with that song, everybody just been shit. She really tried to pull everybody's card. She really pulled everybody's card. Because everybody like, damn, do I say I'm from Atlanta? Do I say I'm from here?
Because I'm like, if I don't say Atlanta, are you really going to know what I'm talking about?
That's what I said. Like, for the person, like, from the average person that's not from Atlanta, they don't know about all this different stuff. You don't know about it. Just like New York. If you're not from New York, you don't know about different boroughs, different places. You don't know about that shit. So, of course, I'm going to tell you Atlanta. But if you're from Atlanta, I can tell you a different spot.
Exactly. You get it.
I guess. I get what you're saying.
Y'all don't kill us. I am not from Atlanta. Okay, Amaretta? Send this clip to her. I've been saying that at all my shows, too. Like, Amaretta, don't kill me. I ain't from Atlanta.
Exactly. So, did you go to college?
Yes, and shout out to my college. Today it's actually the Magic City Classic out in Birmingham, Alabama. But I went to Alabama A&M University. Go Bulldogs. It was a beautiful experience. I was in the band and things like that. So I didn't really get to explore like Alabama per se, but I had no desire to do that. I just told y'all where I'm from. I don't need to explore Alabama, but it was a beautiful experience. Lifelong friends to this point, and experiences that really like helped me with what I'm doing right now. Yeah.
You joined any organizations?
Yes, I did. So while I was in school, I actually pledged Sigma Alpha Iota. I don't too much fraternize with Sigma Alpha Iota now. I'm kind of in a different direction, so I don't necessarily rep organizations, Greek life, things like that. I don't resonate with that anymore, but it did help me to build lifelong friends and things like that. And I feel like whether I wore my colors or my letters or not, people would still rock with me, you know? So, yeah.
I fuck with that. Because, I preach on this podcast a lot too, man, about going to college and stuff like that. Because I just prefer, for me personally, I feel like a lot of people do, kind of go to college for like the wrong reasons and stuff like that. And they're not truly passionate about it. You know what I'm saying? You get up there, you get in debt and all this type of shit. I just be telling people, man, don't go because your family is pushing you there. Like, make sure you reevaluate yourself and be like, you know what, this is something I really want to do. You know what I'm saying? If you don't really want to do it, if you don't just go because you're just looking for direction. You just want to go. So because that's how you end up there for real. Like, have a plan. You know what I'm saying? Have a plan. Okay, I'm going to do this and do that. Like, don't just go just to go because you feel like you ain't doing nothing else. You see what I'm saying?
But I can say that about anything in life. Like, you should not be doing anything that you ultimately don't plan to carry out. Like, I've seen so many people, and it's not shade. Please do not hear this with a shady tone. But I've seen so many people go to college and then just drop out, and now they're kind of like either not sure where to go or what to do, or still playing catch up from all the years that they wasted at an institution that they never planned to give their all. Like, college is just like having a job. Like, your mom and dad are not there to tell you what to do, where to go. Honestly, your friends not even gonna tell you to go to class. They're gonna tell you not to go to class. So it's like the idea of going to college, spending money on anything. Like, hear this: if you're gonna spend your money on something, you better plan to use it, do something with it. And that goes for the vacuum cleaner in your closet you ain't touched, or them outfits that you keep on buying that you're never wearing. Like, stop spending your money on things you don't plan to actually invest the time in, like, to actually make it what it is. Because college was a great experience, and I don't think that I would have not gone. Like, even if I could go back, I would absolutely still have gone to college. And I'm grateful for the experience, but it did teach me, like, the rest of life is on you. Like, it's on you. So who you want to be and what you want to do. Like, it's a great breeding ground for people who have drive. If you don't have drive, I wouldn't go to college. Like, to be real, I would sit at home and figure it out over going and wasting my money. Like, I just would. Like, if you're gonna just lollygag around, do that at home. Like, for real.
I feel you. I feel you on that. So when did your love for media and music take place?
Oh wow, dude, that I was probably like 5 or 6 when it comes to music. I come from a very musical family as well, so I've always been in the church, like singing. I always knew that I wanted to play an instrument. Like, shout out to Disney Channel. Every Disney movie I watch made me be like, I want to be in entertainment. Like, I want to act or sing or do something where I can channel my personality. You know what I'm saying? But for media, that was probably elementary school. I can remember being a Riverside Stately Stallion broadcaster, first grade, second grade, doing the teleprompter, learning how to green screen, learning how to work a camera. And that was just something that I always wanted to do. Like, I grew up, I was on the school newspaper, and I started to really like envision myself like, well, I'm gonna be in my cubicle writing for the paper. And, you know, I've always wanted to do it. I had no idea media was gonna turn into what it did though, with the social apps and the internet just being so big, you know, because when we grew up, I hate to say this like I'm old, but this stuff did not exist. You weren't doing podcasts. What is a podcast, man? What's a blog? What is a vlog?
Like content creators.
Exactly. And so I'm gonna be real. Like, that's always been something that I've been dreaming about. And it wasn't until I got older that I figured out that I wanted to blend both. Like, even going to college and being a media major and being in the band at the same time, I'm like, man, I can't give either one of these up. Like, I couldn't imagine myself not doing it. Unfortunately, I have not played my saxophone since 2017. So that is kind of sad, but I still have the love and the heart for music. And that's why I specifically started my show, originally at least, looking for artists, looking for creatives. Like, put me on to some new music. I love music. I want to meet new people who love music the way that I do. So that's kind of like how I got into all that.
Sure. So, how did you come up with the name from your show, though?
Period.
Room 1002.
If you're a roomie, you already know. But listen, so my birthday is 10/02. October 2nd. Yes, I just had a birthday. I am still accepting gifts. We'll put my cash app in the comments. No, but for real, 10/02 is my birthday. And I came up with the name just because, and I'm learning to come out of a lot of thoughts and things that I've taught myself to believe in, but I just kept seeing the number everywhere. So, I mean, I could be riding down the street and it would be like on the back of a truck, or I could pull up to do a DoorDash because, you know, I make my little extra money every now and then. And the house I'm delivering to could be 1002. Yesterday, I went to look at an apartment complex and the unit they showed me was 1002.
Wow.
Like, I see it all the time. And I was trying to figure out a way to uplift myself at a time where I was feeling really low, because I haven't been able to land anything like this corporately with a big company behind me, backing me and all that. So I was like, I'm gonna name it Room 1002 just to remind myself, like, this is my thing. Like, of course it's ordained and given by God, but I'm like, this is my thing. Like, and I want people to know that. Like, I want people to have to ask, what's 1002? 1002 is me. I am 1002. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's where I came up with my name, and thank you for asking.
Because it's an interesting name. It's like, you know, something different that I haven't heard. It's like, I kind of figured in my head, okay, maybe this is a special room. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she had this room in college or high school, and this room I was got on her nerves. I didn't know it was a meaning behind. I knew it was some type of meaning behind it. I was like, damn, what the meaning is though. But, you know, that's very interesting. But as I read up on what your podcast, what it stands for, I feel like a lot of it aligns with mine too, as far as you're looking for upcoming acts and stuff like that, and artists and stuff like that. And I saw what you said that it don't matter how many followers you got, no matter how many this, like that's a big reason too why I wanted you on this podcast, because I like meeting people where our values align.
Yep.
Because that's basically what my podcast is really about, giving upcoming entrepreneurs and entertainers a platform. Because nowadays people only care about you once you reach a certain status.
Yep. And
that's why I like to show people that, you know, it don't matter if you this side, these people are active in rooms y'all trying to be in. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's what it's about. So I love like just your whole meaning behind it.
That.
Like I feel like I'm like, damn, myself. I said, damn, that's similar to my shit.
Yeah,
like, it's good about
and
somebody.
that's what made me feel
thing.
good about coming on. You know what I'm saying? Because I was even telling my boyfriend, I was telling him like, you know, it's crazy to think like what his show stands for, because we're doing the same thing. Like
pretty much,
we're doing the same thing, but I love that there are more people out here starting to care about the little guy. Because I mean, even I'm sure you've even come across this. I've been seeing a lot lately where these brands are telling people like, hey, we can collaborate once you have 10,000 followers. Or hey, we can do this and that once you have a certain. And in my head, I'm like, that makes no sense. Like, it makes no sense to tell someone until you have the influence, I won't take a chance on you. Because by the time you're ready to take a chance on me, baby, and I don't took off with my 10K, I'm not gonna come groveling back to you to do a brand promotion. And it may not even be a groveling thing. Maybe there's a pride in me that makes me feel like that, and I can work on that or work on that with me. But I just, in my head, I'm like, you know, I started my show because I'm like, y'all won't give me a chance, but I'm telling you, like, I'm eager and I want to do this. I will show up. I will be the best multimedia journalist you can find, but you won't take a chance on me, and that doesn't make sense. And you want to see me do it on my own before you're willing to give me a chance. But I'm like, when did that become the thing? I want to see you do it on your own first, then I'll give you a chance. Like, when did the job industry become like that? When did the industry become like that? Because people used to recruit little kids rapping and singing on the corner at the store, or just based off of what they could turn them into and how they could develop them. And now it's like, oh, well, I'm sorry, but we don't work with people unless they're fully developed. We don't want you unless you're and that's dumb, because you're missing the best parts of people, skipping out on their development stage. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy to be here and rocking with somebody who rocking with what I got going, because when we blow up, you know what I'm saying, I can look back and be like, man, this man had me on his show when I only had 500 little followers. You know what I'm saying?
Because to me, you know, it's crazy how you say that. But to answer your question, I think the reason why things have kind of changed, because things became oversaturated.
Yes.
You know, there's a lot of people trying to do this. There's not much, you know, talent. I love my boy Swain over here, man. Very talented. You know, I've been rocking with him since Top Golf days.
Come on now,
Top Golf days, man. We go back, man. But it's not that it's a popularity contest.
Yes.
Now. It's not most so talent.
Yes.
It's still a lot of talent out here. Just they getting overlooked by who's popular. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's why things have kind of shifted a little bit. But for you, for me, in this platform, I always say, man, this podcast, it just fell in my lap. You know, so make a long story short, I had no idea of this is what I was going to be doing in my life. I really had no idea that this is going to just fall into me. You know, I was working after I left Top Golf, you know, went to college, came back, and I started working at the airport or whatnot. To be honest, I really had no vision. I was working, because sometimes, and that's why I would tell younger people too, I would tell my mama this too, like, sometimes working, you get so comfortable getting that check every week, every 2 weeks. It conforms your mindset. Like, it's easy to, like, get comfortable doing it. You know, and
forgetting why you even getting up in the morning.
Absolutely.
Like, what is my purpose?
It's so easy to get like comfortable in it doing that shit. It's like, cause I be at work, people be complaining all the time. I'm like, damn, you stay miserable, do something about it. I can't stand people that complains. Like, I'm the type of person, I don't know about you, like, I don't like too much talk about my problems if I got no solution for it. I talk about solutions.
Can't bring it up, and I don't even want to share it with other people. Exactly.
I'm mad. My rent $1,000, so I'm like, hey man, my rent, I can't pay my rent. Then the bill's still there. I'm talking about them motherfuckers still due on the first.
You know what I'm saying? And they don't care.
Yeah, and they don't give a fuck. So I like, for me, I don't prefer to talk about my problems. I want to talk about the solution to the problem. If I have no solution to the problem, I may mention it, but that's it. I would never talk about it over and over again so I can find a solution. But in the process of that, like I said, with no real vision, you know, I had a homeboy, my boy Zay, he had did the podcast before. And this really, this whole idea was really his idea. I just brought it to life. We were supposed to do it together. But he ended up doing comedy now. He doing something else now.
Okay, well,
and I was like, shit, shout out my boy. And he was like, man, just go ahead and do it. I said, you should? He was like, just go ahead and do it. So I just put my whole vision behind it and did this shit. But my mentor told me that, he told me, because I was just interviewing, just doing my stuff, and he was like, told me what purpose was. I had no idea what purpose meant at the time. I never thought about it either. And he was like, told me what purpose is. I'm like, damn. Like, this is something I've always been doing my whole life. I didn't even realize this was a talent.
Exactly.
I've always been that person to give advice to people. I've always been the big brother, like, give game. I always gave out game my whole life.
Yeah.
This always has been me. I just never realized it was talent. Never realized it was talent. So now I'm doing this. I'm like, damn, I'm operating my purpose now, because this shit comes easy, man.
Exactly.
Me sitting like first nature. This shit is natural. I don't have to, let me write this down here. Oh, shit, I'm scared. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to prep for this. I just do it. It's just
I'm going to be
natural.
real. I send people questions and things to like prep them for the interview.
Me too.
And then I don't even actually sit down and prep myself. Because I'm just like, I know that anything outside of being myself is going to seem rehearsed. It's going to, like, even if I'm not reading right off a script, it's going to seem rehearsed. Because I mean, if you know me, then you know how I am. So I agree with you there. Like, it's very natural, and it feels good to do it. Like,
it does.
It really does.
It does, absolutely. So it just feels good. So glad you're on here. So what have been some of your highs and lows so far on your show?
Wow. Okay. So I'll start with the lows, because I like to end high. I think some of the lows, and I think a lot of people will be able to relate to this. Dealing with people's egos, man. There is something about this. You kind of briefly touched on it, just like the industry being a little oversaturated. I feel like every industry in this particular moment is oversaturated, just because you can just build up a social media and become an influencer overnight, truly. Or you can be a self-proclaimed influencer, and everything you do, like me, I have a TikTok, everything I do, I make it real. Nobody's watching, nobody cares. But in my head, I'm like, I'm a travel guru. But I feel like the low, especially running my show, is dealing with different egos. Because what I've started to notice is Atlanta is the breeding ground for musicians. People come here from all over to find their sound and to find the people that they can work with and operate with.
But
when it honey, that too, copy people's stuff. But I'm sitting up here thinking about how, like, you know, platforms like you and I, where I'm not charging anyone anything. I'm not giving you diva behind the lens and all of that. Like, it bothers me when people don't appreciate what I'm offering. Like, they don't actually appreciate what's being offered. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of just saying like, hey, this may not be for me, or I'm not interested, they'll hype you up and make you feel like, there we go. So instead of people actually just saying like the platform isn't for them or whatever the case may be, they'll hype you up and they'll make you feel like that they're interested, and then they'll ghost you, or, you know, like they won't respect your time or whatever the case may be. And I think that has really, in some ways, like discouraged me sometimes. And it's why I got really picky about like who I reach out to. My process has always been, I reach out to you. You don't have to reach out to me. Like, I'm the scout here. Like, I know exactly who I want on my show and who I want to promote on my show, what type of people I want around me. But being in that low moment of just being like, yo, some of y'all think y'all are like Prince. Like, and that's not to say that you may not have the talent or the girth or even the desire to be that guy or that girl. It's like, you know, stepping on the little people. Just because I'm not, you know, these big platforms, it's so like, I just don't get it. You know, I'm like, because I even take this opportunity very seriously. I turn down other things just to be here today, because I'm like, I want to respect this man's time. I want to respect what he's got going on, and who knows where your show can go. And I can say that I was a part of that, like, or that you even thought that I was good enough to be promoted. So that's my low, man.
Y'all
just dealing with people.
Everybody that's on this podcast, y'all are the future. That's what I said. You're the future. That. Like, you know, upcoming ass, I feel like y'all all got it. Y'all the future. Y'all out here making moves and stuff. See, that's interesting way. For me, when I pick my guests, it's more of a spiritual thing for me.
I love that.
It's more like,
I need to start doing
if it's telling me like, if my spirit's telling me get them, you know, then I get them, I'll reach out. But if I go scroll through something now, I'm like, nah.
And you know what? I'm working on that. And that's also maybe a low as well.
I
Just
ain't gonna force it. That's how it be like.
figuring out who is good for my brand.
Yeah.
I think that could also just be a low. Not to, he didn't tell me I can have more than one
No, you can have
but I got more than one
answer.
answer. Just really figuring out like who's going to be a good look for my brand.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I'm saying? A lot of people might hear that and take offense to that. Like, oh, what do you mean? Who looks good for your brand? Everyone's doing that.
Yep.
Please don't be mistaken if you think that people are just, oh, my business is for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
That is a lie. That is not how people operate.
Yep.
Because you care about how the people who you allow in your space carry themselves outside of being in your space.
That's true.
And that has been tough for me, especially because, you know, the Lord is really changing my life and changing the direction that I'm going in.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of things, and I don't mean it like in a rude way, but like there are a lot of secular things that go on that I just be like, I'm really not feeling that.
Yeah.
Like, and I be trying not to be offensive.
Yeah.
Like trying not to be offensive, because please do what you feel like you should be doing.
Yeah.
You have the free will to do whatever it is that you yourself want to do with your time here on earth.
Right.
But now me and I got to rock with it. You know what I'm saying?
Real shit,
and it's
though.
been hard to figure out what words do you say when people come to you and you're kind of like, I wouldn't have reached out to you on my own if you didn't reach out to me. Like I didn't intentionally, like I wasn't gonna have you on my show. You know? And it sounds so bad. It sounds bad saying it out loud, but it's the truth. And it's hard.
I told somebody, I think I was telling somebody this yesterday, one of my best friends, that difficult conversations have to be had in order to grow, in order to process, right? Go forward. Like sometimes there's no easy way to say shit. Like
anything.
There's no easy way to tell somebody their breath stink. I mean, how do you say that? How do you say it? I mean,
okay, your breath smells bad.
I mean, there's no way to say it without hurting the person's feelings. You know what I'm saying? There's no easy way to say it. Or you must and you stink. It's like, how do you say that in a nice way?
Yeah.
The person's feelings still going to be hurt.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So,
okay, that's a bar.
Yeah, so it's just like I always say, difficult conversations have to be had. Certain conversations cannot be sugar-coated. It can't be talked about. You know, certain things you just got to just say that shit.
Say it right out there.
You know what I'm saying? So
okay. Well, those are my lows.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you my high.
Mm-hmm.
My high was seeing people actually responding, like noticing that I actually was getting influence.
Mm-hmm.
I also thought it was really cool. Well, when I say noticing people were noticing me, there was one time I was out and I met someone I have never met before.
Mm-hmm.
And we could easily have like a mutual friend or something like that, but I still to this day have not discovered how this person knows who I am.
Mm-hmm.
But when I told her what I do, she's finishing my sentence. Like I'm like, oh yeah, I'm the host of Room 1002. Oh my gosh, I've heard of your show.
Yeah.
I just subscribed to your channel. I'm like,
that shit feels
heard of my show and you subscribe to my channel. Like you better when people get to, because I'm like, I don't even have 1,000 subscribers. Like I don't know who looking at my channel.
Yeah.
My videos are not getting thousands of views or anything close to it. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like, and it made me feel like just keep going, you know? And right after that, that's when I started to like see like YouTube is like auto-filling, or like when I type in Room 1002, it takes you straight to that channel instead of all these other coulda, shoulda, wouldas. Like it feels good to like see the brand itself growing, like actually seeing that it's growing and people are noticing what I'm doing. That felt good, and I don't do it for recognition, but let's not act like we don't get happy when people recognize what we got going on. You know?
I see it. I say good recognition. So, what's one thing you know now you wish you knew before you got into the industry?
Ooh, to be honest, that there's always going to be room to grow. Before I started doing this, I felt like you had to be at a certain level to do it, and I waited so long to do it. Because now that I'm doing it, I'm like, man, I could have been doing this. But I thought that I needed to be at a certain place, or have a certain look, or have a camera and a mic and all that, and then I will be ready, and people will be ready for me, and they will receive me. And what I learned is like, even when you're ready, you still got, like, you can still get more ready. Like even when you've arrived, you still have not made it. Like even when people do know your name, you still not, like there's always room to grow. And I lived a lot of my life thinking that I needed to get to a certain place first to start trying to do things, when you really can just start, like just start, because you will always be growing. You know what I'm saying? Look at Oprah. Like Oprah's been doing this for a very long time. Started off with one set. Now this lady has a whole television network and all these other different avenues to in my opinion, continue to increase her influence. Like, there's never enough that you can do. So I think that it's just a really good idea to just start exactly where you are, like you said, with or without a vision. But start, because you'll always have something that you can perfect and get better at.
Yeah, you said that perfectly. Like, just start. Like, especially when I first started, like, from my podcast, like, you see all this stuff that y'all see in here, none of this shit existed at first. Like, I was just going. You know what I'm saying? I was going, interviewing people, and now, like you said, I just see so much development in me, because now I want my shit to look different. Like, some episodes, I look at it, I want it to look better. I feel like, okay, damn, this on here, this look like this. I don't want everything to look so scattered. It is. I want to look more professional. Like, as you, like you said, as you continue to go, like, you grow as you go. You really learn as you go.
Learn as you go.
This thing look right. You know what I'm saying? But people can see people that folks you from day one. They see your growth.
Yes,
from
they do.
first
They
to,
do.
So I'm 60 plus now, so they see all that shit now. So so that's the thing. I had to. You basically right. I tell them, just start, just go. Because if you go, you're gonna learn as you go. You're gonna start looking. Okay, damn, I need to do this. You're gonna start just naturally getting better at doing what you're doing. Start more things to look different. At first, you might not give a fuck how I look. You might be like, let's let the cameras roll. Let's just do this.
Let's do it. You know.
Yeah, man. So that's all to it. So let's get into this game, man. You ready to get into this game?
Oh,
man?
I think I'm ready to play a little game. Nisha. I mean, it is game day. It's Saturday, so let's go, game. He's over here doing that Gator stuff, but we are Team Bulldog over here. If you are not Team Bulldog, you can unfollow me right now. I'm just playing. Don't unfollow me. I'm very serious.
I know you told me you can't right after 10 Tebow left. Right after 10 Tebow left. That when y'all lit then, 10 Tebow.
Struggling in a sense.
Oh man, so it goes like this. I ask you 5 questions.
Okay.
Whichever ones you get right, I take a shot. Whichever ones you get wrong, you take a shot. Now the point of this game is a guessing game. You know, I don't expect you to walk around knowing the answers.
So you set me up for failure.
You know what I'm saying? If I was to ask you what's 2 plus 2, you already know that. That ain't, you know what I'm saying? That ain't fun. You know what I'm saying? But it's a question that you already know. So, so guessing
so I'm supposed to be shotting my life.
Okay. We already know. We on that type of stuff today.
We on that today, y'all. I'm so sorry. I'm not a hard-looking girl. I'm really not.
But you're still a part, though. We're still a part. We'll do that.
You made it right for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely will. I asked to keep it on music. This is basically what black people dominate the most. It's music, entertainment, sports, all type of questions black people dominate the most.
My black card's about to get pulled. I can feel it.
You might get it right, though.
Feel it. Okay.
Let's start out number one. But I give it multiple choice, too.
Oh! Now that's what I'm talking about. Smarter than a 5th grader. Let's go.
Okay. How many number 1 songs has Gucci Mane had in his career?
Black card pulled.
Was it A, 1, B, 2?
You trying to tell me Gucci Mane has either only had 1 or 2 number 1 hits?
Do you know how hard it is to go number 1?
You're right. I don't know. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna guess and say 2.
It's a final answer.
2 is my final answer.
That's wrong.
he kind of like baited me by saying like, don't you know how hard it is? And then I'm still like, 10.
First of all, I think Drake has what, 13 now, 14?
Man, he right there, man.
Drake is that guy though. Drake is that guy.
But I'm saying, think about it. Drake has 14. Think about
how many albums he has.
Yes, and how hot he is. 14. He got over 200 hits, but only got 14 number 1. It's hard to get number 1.
I see that.
It's hard.
I'm learning new things, y'all.
So when you say Gucci get 1, I mean Drake only got 14, and he over 200 entries. If you do the percentage, it's not really good.
It's not a good percentage, right? Man, that's awful.
Well, it's hard because it's hard to get a number 1 song. You know what I'm saying?
The whole world is.
Yeah, the whole world. I think 50 got like 4 or 5, maybe. Wayne 3 or 4.
Man, I grew up thinking 50 Cent was the hottest thing popping.
4 around that. He got a lot of top 10. Top 10 is different though. We got a lot of top 10s. Top 20s, but the number 1 spot is hard to get number 1 spot.
Okay, man. I'm learning. All right, look, I'm ready. I'm coming back with a vengeance now. Number 2, I'm getting ready.
Now this finna really pull your A card right here. This is the ATL right here.
Ooh, they finna be slamming me.
No, you might get this right though. Which T.I. song, Tip, man, came out first? Was it A, You Don't Know Me, B, ASAP?
And then what's the other song you did?
ASAP.
Oh man, I feel bad. I don't know. I want to guess so bad. I just feel like I just need a drink regardless. Okay. This is what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
I'm gonna say ASAP. It just sounds a little bit older than the other song.
It sounds a little bit older than the song.
Am I wrong?
You wrong.
Don't come on this show without doing trivia.
Swain beat me 4-1, so it's only right that it's only right I get somebody back.
I'm gonna tell y'all what though. I don't drink often, but this is delicious wine. So I'll take it. But I'm really are you sick? And my first mind, see, you gotta go with your first mind. My first mind told me, you don't know me. Because that's the perfect song to come out to.
It is.
You don't know me. Like, what? I'm gonna start playing it on my show. It's gonna be my new intro. Stay tuned. All right, for real. No more losing.
Okay.
I don't lose well.
Okay, so you still got a chance to come back. Still got a chance. All right. Which brand has more value?
Okay.
A, Polo, B, Adidas.
More value.
Has more value.
I'm gonna say Adidas.
Okay, you got that right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, look at you.
Drink, shout it, drink.
Drink,
shout it, drink. All right, y'all.
Okay, so this time you want your first mind this time then, right?
Yeah, I went with my first mind this time, y'all. Trust your gut. It's the Holy Spirit.
Okay. Rest in peace to Takeoff, man, because it's not this Migos questions. Rest in peace, Takeoff.
Yeah.
That shit still fuck with
It's
me.
ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Which Migos song debuted high on the Billboard? Was it A, Fight Night, B, Handsome and Wealthy?
Like Fight Night. Hit on with the left, hit on with the right. That's that song, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you said which one did what?
Handsome and Wealthy. Which one debuted higher? Which one charted higher on the Billboard?
I'm gonna say Handsome and Wealthy.
That's wrong.
Darn!
Hey, your girl rather got beat bad too. I think she got beat too. He was in for that.
He's
He was in for
No, I brought my boyfriend and clearly he's bad.
He was in for that one too. You had it right.
The reason why
episode you always say that right answer. You did that
I'm just
twice.
singing it. Listen, the thing
You
is,
said the right answer
when I was
twice.
in college, you could not go anywhere without hearing Handsome and Wealthy. So that's why I thought that. Like, Handsome and Wealthy was like, it was slick like one of them college bangers for us. So I just, okay. One more, right? I pretty much lost anyway.
Yeah, you lost. You got 3 on, but
I got 3.
I stayed 3. You get the last one right. That's it.
Redemption.
This really is a guessing right here.
Okay.
This is a sports question. Serena Williams, okay?
Okay, Serena Williams.
Shout out Serena too, man.
Yes.
Real. How many Grand Slam titles has she won? A, 23, B, 24.
I'm gonna go with B.
Final answer.
Final answer.
That's wrong.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving the
Yeah,
show.
man.
I'm leaving the show
man.
right now.
Oh man.
Listen, I'm like,
my dad might be coming up.
you better be glad that this is good wine, because I'm just like,
Oh man. Oh, this is funny right here. It's crazy. 4-1. You know, he beat me 4-1. I did. Wow, I beat you 4-1 and I beat Rabbit 4-1. He beat me 4-1.
I don't like
4-1 is always a
I feel discriminated against. I don't know why, but I'll figure it out. That's a great game.
Crazy. All right, okay. So again, your question, man. It's crazy. We still talked about this earlier, though. How do you feel about media today? Do you feel like it's oversaturated with podcasts, or how do you feel about?
That's a really good question. I think that we're like towing the line of oversaturation for sure. Like you said, we kind of talked about it earlier. Just everybody feeling like, well, because I have a personality, or I'm a cutie, or my career didn't work out, that we're just going to turn into hosts and podcast people and content creators and all that. And something that you said earlier that I really do agree with is that the talent is missing.
Yeah.
The talent's missing. So that's where my opinion of it being oversaturated would come from, because it's like, it's not like we're out here coming across people who you're real deal like, yo, you're fire, or yo, what you're doing is dope. I can really get behind it. It's just everybody who wants to do it can do it. And I mean, who's going to stop you? Same way we started our platform, just, who's going to stop us? So I don't want to say oversaturated, because I do believe that there is a place for everybody. I just don't know if everybody's place is in media. I don't know if everybody's place is in sharing your opinion all the time. Like one thing I can say that I like about my show is, like, it's not really about my opinion. It's about showcasing other people and letting them share who they are and what they're doing and why we should care. But a lot of everything is like, let's hear what you think. Share with us your thoughts. And it's like, I'm gonna be real, we kind of don't care. Like, we don't want to hear your thoughts all the time. Especially because a lot of it is promoting the more negative side of the community anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I'm tired of hearing the same trap rap and the same trap beats, and I'm tired of hearing the same three girls talk about popping it wide open, and like, I'm tired of it. Y'all might not be, and that's cool. Club out. But
no, you're right though.
It's too much. It's like you can't turn on the radio without hearing it. You can't get on YouTube without seeing it. You can't get on social media without seeing it. It's like everybody wants to be each other. And it's kind of weird.
And then another thing, people just think you just getting on mic and you just talking.
I'm
just talking about random shit that don't mean nothing. And I always say on my podcast, man, I don't do the gossip.
Yes, come on.
The only time I may talk about a situation is if I can add game to it. If I can switch it and give it gems. If I can't do that, I'm not gonna talk about it, because I don't care about that shit.
Exactly. And to be honest, why are we promoting that?
Yes,
like,
it's
this
already
is our
doing it already.
opportunity.
It's 500 people doing that shit.
You can get on the news right now and hear about all the bad stuff in the world. And they get paid to do that. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with them sharing that stuff. We need to be aware of if people are
absolutely
stealing and killing in our neighborhoods, or babies are being hurt. Like we need to know about those things. But I'm thinking about, like, this is our opportunity to put black people on. This is our opportunity to show what black people can do. And we just want to talk about the same stuff and do the same stuff and rap about the same stuff, sing about the same stuff. Like, this is our time to tell it from our viewpoint. Not, like I said, Channel 2 or whatever. Like, this is your time. Like, add some value to the community, man. Like,
for real.
You don't have to promote anything that you know the world will promote. Truly. Like, you don't have to. Sexy Red does not need you to promote her. She's going to get promoted. Meg Thee Stallion does not need you to promote her. She's going to get promoted. Absolutely. But I'm sure there's a baby Meg Thee Stallion in your neighborhood who might got bars as well, who might be trying to do something and you overlook them because they're not, the most popular thing or whatever. And that's, again, I'm gonna keep saying, it's just all weird. It's just a little weird, y'all. Just stop being weirdos.
Yeah, for real. So what's something you haven't done that you still want to do?
I want to secure my own studio. I want to have my own space for people to come in where I can really set the atmosphere, have a logo up, and know what I'm saying, my stuff. Like I want to be able to not have to say this is room 1002. Like, I want you to know, like, that's room 1002. When I see that set, that's room 1002. Oh, that girl is on set of room 1002. Like, I want my own thing. Like, that's the whole point of the show, for it to be mine. And I appreciate every person, whether it be peer space or just people that I know who have let me use your space. So please don't hear that in like a, neglectful or weird way, but just, I would love to have my own thing, like, to be able to come in every day and sit in there, clean it up, sweep the floor, like, like, just saying, like, this is my studio, and this is a product of what I've been doing,
I like that. That's my plan. So I want to have other podcasts up under me, other platforms up under me, and I'd be the head.
Come on, father organization.
Yeah, that's what I want to be too. So if you can go back in time, what would you tell your past self?
To get started, and I would tell my past self that working for another brand doesn't always mean that you're going to blow up or that you're going to be super great and grand. So, have a little bit more confidence in yourself and start. Like, just get started, and don't wait till you're down in the dumps to start, or like you kind of feel like you don't have nowhere else to turn. Like, I would tell myself I would go back to high school and start the little newsletter I wanted to start at my high school, and I would go from there, and I would get on the media team in college, and I would go from it. Like, I would go back and take advantage of getting started. Like, because I feel like I'm doing the things now that you do in school, the internships and the all that. Like, and a lot of that had to do with me not getting opportunities. Like, it wasn't that I wasn't applying for the internships and things like that, but I was in the band. So a lot of that interning that people were doing, I wasn't getting that experience. So, it kind of turned into me feeling like left behind a little bit. Like, everybody else knew what they wanted to do after school with media, and I'm like, I don't even really know what my expertise is. Like, I didn't really get started like I wanted to. So, and it wasn't until I started that I realized, like this, I could have been did it, So.
Yeah, me too. I be feeling like that too. Yeah, that's for sure. So, Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Ooh, in 5 years, wow, I'll be in my 30s for starters. That's weird to say. That's really weird to say out loud. But to be honest, I do see myself continuing with the platform. I see it being bigger than what it is. Not necessarily having to grow my team or increase the amount of people I allow to have influence on it. But I would love to see my show potentially be bought or even just like handled by maybe like a bigger station, like where I don't necessarily have to not do Room 1002, but I don't have to do it by myself. Like I've always wanted to be on radio anyway, and I have a little bit of radio experience, so I would love to be able to take Room 1002 from random venues or random studios or whatever and say, hey, meet me at the radio station. And we do it right then and there, like on the air. Like I would love to do that and just like really reach Atlanta. Not just the YouTubers or the social media people, but like really reach Atlanta. Like Atlanta's still a city where people are still listening to the radio. People are still like in their cars jamming out. Man.
Damn, same ass songs, man.
And something that I learned in radio, it's just a long playlist and it just starts over on its own. It's really not them. It's not them. It's a playlist. Right. And you can get them go to back if you want to. And you don't got to be back until there's time for a break.
Exactly.
But yeah, I would love to see the show being supported by bigger platforms. And I don't necessarily too much care to interview the big people. Don't hear that the wrong way. If you need me on your carpet, I'm there. But I want to make sure that I stick to the little people. Like I want to make sure that I don't lose sight of why I started it, and that I don't abandon the people who actually need the press. Because like I said, once you get to a certain point, people gonna support you. They're gonna share your stuff or whatever. But then what about the little people who need you to help them get to that place? So that's why I want to be able to do it on a bigger platform so they can reach bigger audiences. You know what I'm saying? So.
Damn, I like that. I always say don't abandon what you. I always remember where you started. So when you said that, like. Always, because that's why I always tell myself, like, even this platform get big, I'm always still look for the underdogs, people, because there's so many gems, you know what I'm saying? So many diamonds in the rough here. So I always say that. So I'm glad you said that. So when this all said and done, man, what kind of legacy you want to leave behind?
Wow, I want my children specifically, because that's who I feel like legacy is really for. It's not necessarily for the world, but for the people who it's directly going to impact. I want my children to know that, you know, I wasn't scared to pursue the calling that I feel like God put on my life. Like, even if it didn't bring me a whole lot of money or make me the richest girl in the world, or, you know, maybe I'll never get to Essence or, you know, all those other things. But I want my kids to know that it's okay to do something, whether everybody's into it or not. Like, and I want other people to be able to say, like, you know, this girl believed in me. Because something that I struggled with growing up was like, do people believe in me? Like, do people see me? Like, do you see me? And being here in this moment, this is like, you see me. You see what I'm trying to do. You see what I'm trying to be about. And that's what I want my kids to do. I want them to be the kind of people who really look and see people, right? Like, not worried about necessarily the value that they're going to bring them, but the value that they can take to other people. Like, I want to leave the legacy of being a cheerful giver. Like, being willing to work with, you know what I'm saying? Like to open doors for people and just be happy about it, you know. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it does. It does for sure, man. So what's next for you?
I'm gonna be real. This year I have been doing a lot of episodes. I am about to feature some groups. So I've never actually had, outside of the New Groove, and that was in my original kickoff season, I have never had more than one person sitting down with me at a time or bringing in different people. I started this year opening up to creatives, actors, innovators. So what I really want to do next is just keep building. Keep growing, make sure that I start talking to different kinds of people, not just limit myself to musicians and artists, but really get out there as well. Like, stop waiting for people to come to me, stop waiting to go to an event to meet people, but get out there. When I see stuff online or stuff that's going down, if it fits what I got going on, I should get out there. And that's something that I saw myself able to do this year. Red carpets and hosting events, doing panel preps and things like that. Like, that stuff goes a long way with people, and it shows people your range. So that's what's next for me. Just keep showing y'all my range, and hopefully I'll be on the carpet near you. You know, like, who knows?
I like that, man. It has definitely been a pleasure having you on this podcast, man. Like you said, I'm glad that our values align, that our platforms are very similar, and we both working on the same thing, man. I'm just want you to just continue being you.
Yeah.
Staying confident, man, and like you said, never lose sight of why you're doing this. Never lose sight of it, you know. Because I see some people with platforms, like I seen, even on my favorite podcast, Drink Champs, they interview Kodak, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't like that because Kodak's not a legend to me. Not yet, he's not. If your platform is for legends, stick to the legends.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Don't just get anybody because you're trying to put out an episode. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather stick to what I'm sticking to morally. What I'm doing this for means more to me than just putting out content.
I agree completely.
So I didn't like that at all, and that's why I'm kind of stay away from that. I mean, I still love them, but I kind of this just tells me this is inspiration what not to do.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So when I look at it, okay, I didn't even look at the episode because I don't, he's not. It's to me 10+ years dominating something or in the field. Make sure at least a decade. Make sure a veteran, legend, whatever, whatever legend period, whatever they call it, veteran. Some sports pro and whatever, and I just feel like he ain't been that year. I feel like you might as well get a little baby up there now.
Hey, look, if it's about clout, you can get a lot of people up there.
There's other people. You get 21 up there. If you open that door for Kodak, there's a lot of other artists you can open that door for too. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, man, it's definitely been a pleasure. This platform forever be here for you. Anything you want to promote, come up here and say, express yourself, anything you want to let the folks know, and newcomer, anything, this platform forever be for you, man. I thank you. I really appreciate you coming here and giving me some of your time. I'm always grateful when people come up here and give me some of their time. I know you got other shit to do when you leave here. I respect other people's time. Let me say that. That's the thing, too, with platforms and media, like you said, dealing with people, is I respect other people's time. You can ask my barber. I'm on time every time I go to the barber shop.
Come on time.
I'm never late. He'll tell you, I've never been late because I just respect other people's time because I have my own shit, and I realize that you have a life outside of me, and don't tell me what you have going on outside of me. You might have somebody else you're trying to insert into a spot. I don't know what you got going on. It ain't my business to know what you got going on. But at the end of the day, I'm going to respect your time because I want you to respect mine. And we live in a society, I tell people, treat people how you want to be treated.
We learn that as children.
And it's so cliche because we say that shit all the time, but people don't do it. Like, don't get shot something you can't take. And it's just the reality we live in, man. But what's your social media account?
So y'all can follow me at Room 1002 Exclusives. That's Room 1002 Exclusives, and that is on Instagram and YouTube. Go subscribe to my channel, show some love, and if you want to get in my personal business, you can follow me at BNE __. But I'm just be cute, keep it cute, keep it cute.
I like that too, man. I got new merch out, man. New merch coming out, and my boy Swain doing my intro too, man. I got an intro coming out from a podcast.
That's my baby.
He's gonna be on the intro, man. But like I said, thank you. It's definitely been a pleasure having this podcast, man. We gotta have you back up here sometime. I'm still. I want to tell y'all something too before we leave here. I'm still working on that networking event where I'm having all my guests that are on my podcast.
That is so crazy that you're about to say that. Keep going.
I'm having a networking event where I have all the guests on my podcast on here so we can get together and network. Because some people, it's farther in their fields than others. You know what I'm saying? So that's where, I still plan on doing that. I supposed to do it last year. I understand that. Not last year, probably early this year. I understand that. But people understand life still life.
It's still going on.
Yes, life still life.
It's still going on
And you
outside
still
of
got
everything.
a lot of shit to navigate, to deal with. You know what I'm saying? I got to deal with this. Y'all don't know what people got to deal with, trust me. But I haven't forgot.
You want to know what's funny,
I still plan on doing it.
The reason why I said that is because I'm literally planning my anniversary party right now. And that's how I want my anniversary party to be. I want everybody who has come onto the show, or just even people who have supported the platform, like you've never been on my show, but you're supporting my platform.
Absolutely.
People who have been in with me, very similar to like the Rockefeller brunch or whatever. Like, have people come together.
Brunch.
Right. What did I say? Rockefeller. Oh gosh. Dude, my black car is like in the
no more
trash.
Dame and Jay, you know how they go.
Oh my gosh, man, this is nuts. Okay, just scratch that out. But I definitely want it to be like that. Like everyone who is in it come back and just meet one another and have the opportunity to mix and mingle with each other. Yeah. But also just it's me showing love back to the people showing love to me.
Yes,
so I love that. And you know what? We're gonna have to work together.
Absolutely.
Very soon because I like your vibe and I like what you're about. And yeah, we are two peas. I mean, different pot, but we two peas.
Two peas.
Yeah, so I like that.
I like that.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Networking event. That's crazy how you said that. Yep, I plan on doing that still. So I know I said I'm gonna do it because I got a lot of dope guests and certain people. You know, man, this shit is built on connections.
Oh yeah.
Built on who you know,
who they know.
That shit. So I had a lot of people on podcasts who are more further in their field than others. So it's like we could all get together and talk
drop some gems.
Yeah, drop some gems and just get together on some. I just like being with people that like relatable and they got shit going on. So I surround myself with people that ain't really doing shit.
Nothing.
You see what I'm saying? Because what the hell I'm gonna get my motivation, inspiration from? Your ass sitting up ain't doing shit.
Can't be the only one pouring.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta get with people who doing some shit. So definitely, man, been a pleasure having you on here. So like I said, we'll definitely get together soon and do something together, man. For sure, man.
Super excited. Thanks.
No problem. But that wraps it up, man, for another episode of Put You On Game. All right.